Hey, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah Peternell. I'm the owner of Family Nutrition Services in Denver, Colorado, and I'm also the creator of Nourished and Renewed with Hashimoto's. 30 Days to a Happier and More Hopeful You. This online program you can find out more about in the pinned comments below. You may want to check it out if you have Hashimoto's. And if you're brand new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. So I always talk about some kind of the most common things that my clients ask me who have Hashimoto's. And today I'm going to be answering the question, how to build more lean mass and lose weight with Hashimoto's. And these are great questions because if you have Hashimoto's, one of the things that your thyroid is responsible for, but sometimes doesn't do a very good job of if you have Hashimoto's, is maintaining muscle mass. So your thyroid, if you remember, is a little tiny gland that sits right here on the front of your throat, and it has many, many jobs. One of them is like thermoregulation, which helps to control body temperature, body heat, and maintaining kind of that energy burning feeling in your body so you're not cold all the time. That's why people with Hashimoto's tend to have cold extremities or feel cold when it's warm outside or hot when it's cold outside. So thermoregulation is also partly responsible for how our muscles function and also for how well our muscles stay lean and do their jobs that they need to do to both support the skeletal system as well as to support our metabolism as well as to support our weight. So all of these things are very much interconnected, as you might guess. So it can be challenging for people who have Hashimoto's and maybe their thyroid is not working as it should. They may not be converting T4 to T3 properly. They may not be making enough T4. They may have thyroid inflammation. They may have elevated anti-thyroid antibodies, and all of these things can contribute to some of the thermodysregulation as well as some of the muscle loss or atrophy. We call it sarcopenia, the muscle loss that is basically related to aging or related to a chronic condition like Hashimoto's. So what do we do? How do we start to build muscle? And especially when lean mass is so important for maintaining a healthy weight. And, again, it's hard to build that lean mass. What can we do? So one of the things that I want to talk about today, which I have other videos like about eating meat and some other things, so check out those for sure. I do believe that a protein-rich diet is really important. It's a really important component for both nourishing and healing your thyroid gland as well as to maintain skeletal muscle. That's in another video. You can check that out. So from the dietary standpoint, certainly getting enough protein, high quality protein. I'm not talking about the cheeseburgers at the McDonald's drive-thru, but I'm talking about like a good grass-fed, rich in omega-3 fatty acids steak, right? Or organic poultry, pasture-raised eggs, bison, lamb, cold water fatty fishes. All of those are really important to have included in the diet so that you can maintain muscle mass. But the other thing that's also really important is doing adequate muscle building exercises, right? So I'm not talking about like pumping heavy iron, and I'm not even really talking about just doing like, a weight routine, but having some type of weight resistance in your physical activity that helps to keep those muscles nice and strong. If you don't use it, you lose it, if you guys know that phrase, right? So my favorite thing to suggest for clients who are trying to build more muscle in their body is plank pose. So you can set a goal for yourself with plank pose. You just basically put your toes on the ground and your wrists directly underneath your shoulders, and you hold that pose, tightly engaging your core and your back muscles and your leg muscles. It's a great total body workout for building some of that resistance and strength in the body. Start out slow, like maybe start with just 20 or 30 seconds and see if you can hold it with proper alignment and then build up over time. One of the things I like to do with some of my clients when they're working to build muscle is actually challenge them to a plank contest in my office, and we'll see who can hold it the longest. So far, I think I'm the reigning champion. So doing some of these exercises is really important. Also doing like a wall sit or even just pushing your body against a wall and engaging the muscles of your large muscle groups. I'm talking about biceps and triceps, your trunk muscles, all the muscles of your core and your back, your shoulders, and then the large muscles of your quadriceps and hamstrings and calf muscles, all of those are very, very important. So if you've been trying to lose weight just by doing cardiovascular exercises, that may not be the right thing for you, because that actually puts your body into more of a catabolic state where you're breaking down the muscle and not having as much success with the repair because of the thyroid issues. So in addition to some cardiovascular exercise for weight loss, you also want to be thinking about the strengthening component, like I was just saying. So some body weight resistance, Pilates exercises, yoga exercises, plank pose, right? So some of those really easy calisthenic strengthening exercises that you can do without any fancy equipment or an expensive gym membership. The next thing I'm going to talk about for losing weight with Hashimoto's and maintaining muscle mass, because in order to build more muscle from a body composition standpoint, we need to lose body fat. And a lot of times when we undergo a weight loss regimen, what happens is we lose muscle. Because again, the body, when it's catabolic and it's breaking down, it's going to go after whatever is easiest, whatever is most available, that low-hanging fruit. And for women in particular, you start a weight loss program and you're like getting on the scale, you're so excited, but you've lost 4 pounds, and guess what? Oops, it's all muscle. That's not a good thing either, right? So when we're doing weight loss, we don't want to lose water and we don't want to lose muscle. In my office, we do bioimpedance analysis testing to measure body composition, to look at how much body fat you have, to look at how hydrated you are, and to look at how much lean mass you have. These are very important metrics, especially when we're talking about weight loss for Hashimoto's. So a thing that you can do to help your body becoming a more fat-burning machine, and therefore indirectly also support your lean mass, is to try intermittent fasting. So if you've made it this far in the video, you are getting the little gold nugget that I had prepared for you here today. So intermittent fasting, I'm going to go into it more at a later time, but really what I wanted to focus on for you today are the things that you can do to help maintain lean muscle. We talked about eating enough protein. We talked about doing resistance exercises. And the third thing is to try some intermittent fasting. I will go in more detail in another video. But basically, intermittent fasting means that you decide on a window of time, a period where you are not eating within a 24-hour period. For most people, this is overnight. You finish your last meal with dinner, and then you wait a significant period of time before breaking that fast and having your first meal of the day. Usually, generally speaking, about 14 or 16 hours after your evening meal. This can be challenging to get started with. So like I said, I'll do another video to give you guys some tips on intermittent fasting. But for those who start slow and maybe just start with like a 12-hour fast, it's pretty easy to do. Finish dinner at 7, have breakfast by 7. No problem. Finish dinner at 8, have breakfast by 8. And then you can slowly build up from there, like finishing dinner at 7, having breakfast at 9. Finishing up dinner at 7, having breakfast by 10 or 10:30. You know that I think breakfast is important, yes, but I also know that intermittent fasting can be very helpful for putting your body in a ketosis state, right? So you're in fat burning mode to help support your body's composition so that you can maintain that lean mass. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Please come back every Tuesday for a brand new video at my YouTube channel. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. Send these to people that you know who can benefit from information about Hashimoto's. And if you are getting serious about tackling your Hashimoto's the natural way, you may want to check out my program, Nourished and Renewed with Hashimoto's. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.